Ladies and gents, welcome to this week's Random Camps. As ever, Silver Bunny has been extremely busy looking for some absolute belters in the wilds of Appalachia, so let's stop nobbing around and take a look at what she's come up with this week. Okay then, for kicking off, we have the Raider Stash build by Kill for Corn. Yep, simply lovely. Now, even from the first couple of seconds of seeing this camp, yeah, it's definitely living up to its name in my opinion. It's rough and ready, it's thrown together, and it does look a little bit intimidating as well. Aye, in my opinion at least, this is definitely a place where raiders could be hanging about. I've got to say as well, yeah, I actually like the location choice. The Cocaine Valley, it's not the most beautiful of places, as I'm sure you'd all agree. However, for builds like this, yeah, it really is a sick backdrop. I like it. Now, in terms of difficulty and technicality of the actual camp, this one isn't the most complex, I think the word is. You know what though, I've been seeing a lot of builds like this recently. Fairly simple compared to some of the camps that you see, but that simplicity just adds to the realness of it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a pretty chilling camp this. I like decor, I like the way you've built it, good choice of location. Yeah, solid work, bud. Camp number 2, we have the Bountiful Family build by Ben Diesel 85. I like this one already. The vines wrapped around the glass wall set, always a winner in my book. And as we all know, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. Are these Fast and the Furious jokes working for you? No, me neither, but that's how my ADHD mind works. I see Ben Diesel, think of Vin Diesel instantly, and you get that horrific chain of events. Anyhow, yes, exterior-wise, this is ticking all the boxes for me. I like these botanical, vibey kind of camps. I think my favourite part about this one, though, has got to be the interior. It is beautifully well decorated, guys, and the lighting, spot on. Now, I will say I'm not a massive fan of the neon signs. While I like them as an actual item, I don't think they fit in too well with the overall theme of this build. Other than that, though, like I say, the decor, 10 out of 10. Look at that little bedroom, crafting, living area thing they've got going on there. Yeah, it's top notch. Ben Diesel, it's a pretty sweet camp this. Fair play to you, bud. Numero 3, we have the Temple build by Barbie's Revenge. Bloody hell, this is a bit different to first two camps we've seen, isn't it? Let's have a ganders. Okay then, first thing, choice of location. Very brave, but I think you've pulled it off. I don't know if any of you lot watching have ever built on top of Seneca Rocks, but it can be a kick in the dick. Especially when you're doing something substantial like this. In truth, Barbie's done a bloody good job at actually getting it down. It's not an easy spot to build in. Very impressive indeed. Location aside though, first thing I've got to say is, I'm not a massive fan of the foundation step-up kind of thing at the sides. That's not to say I don't get why you've done it. There's very limited options for temple-y kind of stuff, if you get what I'm saying. In my opinion, it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the build. However, I think that's through no fault of your own. Like I say, we are pretty bloody limited. In terms of the temple building itself, that is absolutely phenomenal work though. I love what you've done with that. The shoji walls, the way you've used stools as support beams, it looks bloody bob on. Even shape at building, it looks very temple-ish. Temple-ish, that's not even a word, is it? Temple-like, I think would be better. Yeah, if you didn't know what this was by the title, you'd still know what it was. I'm chatting absolute waffle now, aren't I? For Christ's sake. What I'm trying to say is, it looks like a bloody temple. There we go, nice and simple. Onto the interior. One word, beautiful. This place is fantastically well decorated. And again, it follows the Japanese temple kind of theme. For the most part, at least, anyway. You know, we've got like stools sunk into the floor and gardens and that kind of magical shit. We've even got a piano that's been held prisoner. I don't know what that's for, but I like the unique decoration choices. Oh, a glitchy door. Barbie, this is a stunning camp in a really difficult location. I think you've pulled it off really well. Hats off to you, mate. Alright then, so here's a familiar name. It's the Misty Morning's Haven build by Jesse Kaya. Kaya, I'm sorry, I don't know how you bloody pronounce that, but yeah, it's nice to see you in the random builds. First impressions of this. Absolutely stunning. I love the shape of the bloody thing, I will say. That mad little shaped porch you've got going on there, fantastic. Looks really good, that. This is actually a pre-existing location, isn't it? Yeah, it is, and it's a bloody good one as well. Can't believe I've just noticed that. You see that little glassed off area at the back there, the main structure? That's actually a pre-existing gazebo kind of thing. I don't know the correct term for it, but I'll show it you in a minute. You'll know what I mean. Jesse, exterior-wise, 10 out of 10. Like I say, that little porch area is really well done, and I like how you made it practical as well. You put your crafting benches in there, stash boxes, keeps all the shit out of your main building. Now let's actually have a look at said main building. This is actually really complicated, despite it looking simple. Notice how it's got those cool roof pieces on it there? That bit is the pre-existing structure. And if we take a look inside, which is beautifully well decorated, I must say, you'll see how Jesse has actually built in here. Now, this place has loads of picnic benches that you can't move, you can't destroy them, and they just look absolutely awful. If you want a clean-looking camp like this one, you've actually got to put in a false floor and build above the picnic benches. Doesn't sound too difficult, but it is a pain in the arse, believe me. However, this minor little detail hasn't fazed Jesse one bit. It's been beautifully well executed, and the overall effect is brilliant. I mean, just take a look at them roofs, guys. All the titting around with the floors is more than worth it just for them roof pieces. That is a building set we need in the game. Come on, Bethesda. Let's see it. Jesse, fantastic build you've got here. Like I say, I love the exterior of it, but the way that you've incorporated that pre-existing pagoda thing into the actual build, really well done. For our final build, we have the Yatia village, or Yatia village by Warusama. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I do apologise if I've butchered it. Anyhow, not being able to English proper aside, this camp, phenomenal. That's the only word I can use to describe it at this point. What an absolute beast of a build. Let's start just unpacking it a little bit. Now, I'm going to go off on a whim and say this is on a Japanese server by a Japanese builder. I hope I'm correct on that. And like I said last week with Ogo Pogo's build, yeah, these guys know how to put together a camp. Honestly, if you can, get on a Japanese server and look at some of the builds. They are absolutely incredible. Case in point, this insane looking build in front of you. Now then, the first thing that stood out to me about this was the attention to detail. Check out them signs, for example. Each one of them letters is made up of the little individual letters that we can get in game. Now, my Japanese is a little bit rusty, but I think that translates to, roughly, bearing in mind, Hector's running 2 spoon engines. Yeah, we're back to the Fast and Furious jokes. I'm so sorry. I just, literally, I can't help it when my brain says something. I do apologise. Now, as well as awesome little details like the signs and whatnot, the structures, they look pretty cool. I think my favourite one is that little stand in the middle there with the stair posts going through it. Rather complicated to do. Looks really awesome. Simply lovely. But yeah, overall, this entire camp is really well put together. Looks smart as hell, and has a good level of detail behind it as well. I'm also a fan of how unique it is. You don't see many builds like this in the Wasteland. Aye, what an awesome way to finish up this week's showcase. Thank you to all the builders who are involved in this. And of course, a massive thank you to Silver Bunny for taking the time to do these videos. She actually hit 1,000 subscribers last week as well, so thank you to everybody from the last video who went over and hit that magic button. It is much appreciated. Anyhow, as we say in the north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, everybody.